In this video, I'm going to share with you what gear to take when you go winter backpacking. Backpacking in summer is no big deal. It's super easy, relatively. I'm going to make some videos about that as well, where you can carry 9, 10, 11 pounds or a couple kilograms as base weight and totally get off scot-free. However, when you're hiking in the winter and backpacking and camping in the winter, there's a lot more gear that you need to take because let's say the temperature drops down to 0 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 17 degrees Celsius. Brrr. What I'm going to do is go through every piece of gear in my backpack and on my person to explain all the different parts. I'm just going to hammer through those. I'll put links to everything I can possibly remember below in this video to help you out. Let's get started. First of all, you've got your backpack, ching, and your person. Glasses. You're going to need some sort of glasses and or goggles for winter backpacking because the chances are it's going to be snowy and you don't want to get snow blindness. Literally could be really, really bad. That's a big, big thing, so consider that as well. I'm just going to have to shuffle through here. Let me take my backpack off for a moment and show you some of the things on me. I've got my trekking pants. I've got my wool socks. I have my synthetic undershirt. And so often now, I actually take a synthetic button-down shirt. That seems kind of silly, but I have pockets to put things on. If it's too hot, if it's really too hot, I can unbutton my sleeves, pull it back, and then when the day gets chillier, I can pull my sleeves back down. Super nice. With a pullover shirt, you can pull your sleeves up and down, but you can, I'm not going to be able to get this back on. You're not going to be able to unbutton your shirt to cool off or warm up. This feature here, Superman, is super, super nice. Big consideration there. Check that out. Usually I'm wearing 2 pairs of socks, a right sock as a liner sock, and then some sort of smart wool sock as my main sock. On my feet there, talking about that, got a book. If you want to keep your feet warm, this is the book. How to keep your feet warm in the cold, super nice. The next thing, chances are, I'm going to have some sort of hat or balaclava. I'll show you different options, but I've got my Darth Vader outfit. If it's totally bad, Luke, I am your father. That is something to consider as well. Now on me, I might have another balaclava if I just need warmth and I don't need the Darth Vader look, depending on what I've got going, so I can look like one of those thugs out of a medieval movie, Robin Hood 12 or something or other. Now, on my feet, I've probably either got micro spikes or I have snowshoes. By the way, links below to everything in this video, all the different reviews. It's a lot of links, I know. Also, I'm not sponsored by any of these brands, so you can just check that out. It's an honest review. So I always bring some sort of traction. I would say, quote unquote, don't go hiking in the winter without some sort of traction, because otherwise you waste a lot of energy stumbling and falling around, versus if you at least had micro spikes or even crampons or definitely snowshoes, confident traction, lots of wasted energy is spent stumbling around. So something is on your feet. Speaking of the thing that's probably on your feet, boots. Absolutely. Insulated boots, 400 grams of glorious Prima Loft here. Super nice. You'll need some sort of boots. Sometimes I go without insulated. Sometimes I do. Just depends. Chances are you've got some sort of neck buff. Keep the neck warm, makes a big, big difference there. Super, super nice. I just gotta throw stuff down. Most of the time, I start off with a fleece jacket. I put the fleece jacket over my base layer and my mid layer, and I put the fleece jacket on. It's too hot, I'm not gonna do it. Fleece jacket is super nice. Why do I always bring the fleece jacket, not just a puffy? If your puffy gets wet, what are you gonna do? This fleece jacket is also perfect for pillow. Anything that you can get to serve a dual purpose is huge. Do not bring a pillow only to carry a pillow. It's totally silly when you've got a perfect jacket to use as a pillow. And then chances are you probably have a shell jacket of some sorts. There are a gazillion different shell jackets on the market. Choose one that's good for you. Event, Gore-Tex, other viewers talk about different things, but there are lots of options, but you have to have a shell jacket if you're traveling in the winter. Whew, and you will have some sort of gaiters on. If you don't know what gaiters are, check out my videos on gaiters. These keep the snow, the sticks, the rocks, and the junk out of your boots. Ka-ching. Alrighty, and chances are you want some sort of trekking poles. I use the trekking poles not only for walking, but to suspend my tarp shelter. Yeah, most of the time I will sleep in a tarp shelter in the winter. Totally crazy, but it works and it's super light. Love it. Into the backpack we go. All right, you can see there that I've got, kick the speed up here. I've got my foam Z-Rest pad for sleeping. Super, super nice. I probably am going to, let's see if I can get this open here. A little bit of challenge, there's a lot of stuff in here. I've got my ice axe. I tend to bring my ice axe nowadays. I have gotten to locations where I couldn't get across some sort of snow bridge or whatever. Regretted that. Ice axe, super helpful. Next. Okay, let me flip the back over here. Hopefully not knock my table over here. All right, toiletries. I'm not a doctor, but what I do is I bring Tylenol, toothbrush, toothpaste, super glue. So when you split and crack your fingers and it's dry and cold, let me tell you, super glue is huge. Aleve is super nice for the pain. Floss, don't let your teeth go rotten on you on a backpacking trip. And GPS of some sorts, either that or your phone. Just know that the chances are your phone will die in the cold, so just be aware of that. GPS. Also, first aid kit and some sort of knife. You always gotta have a knife in the outdoors. Trust me on that one. Fuel bottle. You're going to need fuel if you want to make water with snow. Do not rely on water sources to be available in the winter. I've suffered on that one too. Bring a compass and at least one other source of fire. Yeah, lighter, matches, whatever. Make sure the matches are fresh and new. I've had matches fail on me. Headlamps, bring headlamps, at least one headlamp. What happens when your headlamp fails? I bring a backup headlamp because there are no spare batteries or spare bulbs anymore. I also bring a USB charger thing. Let me take that out there. USB charger unit, needs to be recharged apparently. And a USB cable to charge my phone and all my devices. And also my Revolt headlamp. Love this thing. Super, super nice. All right, next. Now we're gonna get into the guts of the backpack here. All right, so that is the top hatch. That's usually what I've got in my top hatch. Now I will flip my pack over and we'll begin unloading. And I'll show you what's inside this thing. Now this pack's pretty old. I just noticed a little tear on it, so I'm gonna have to repair it. Sleeping socks. Always bring a pair of independent socks that you only use for sleeping. It will make a huge difference in the warmth in your night. And this is where I have my puffy coat, some sort of warmth that you're going to want. The puffy coat is a great way to go. This is my downlight vest. Try and get a puffy coat with a hood that adds 15 to 20 degrees in your experience. Super good choice there. All right, and then extra warm socks because I've got my sleeping socks, I've got the socks I'm wearing, but what happens if I end up soaking my socks and I don't want to use my sleeping socks and you're out for 3 days? An extra spare pair of walking socks. Trust me on this one, it seems like a lot, but the first time you get things soaked or something goes wrong, you're gonna wish you had them. And the most powerful hat in the universe when I'm sleeping, yeah, trust me, this hat is well worth it. Digging in here, for hiking, I will have my headband to keep the wind off. This, I guess it's from REI. This windproof fleece headband, if it's too hot, but my ears are hurting from the wind and the cold, I put this headband on so I can still stay cool. Love it. And then I layer up with the extra watch cap style. I totally look sexy here, but believe me, this setup has worked for 27 years on Denali, Antarctica. Yeah, if you want to go to Denali alone, Antarctica alone, lots of alone stuff here. And then if you want to get out in an adventure in the cold, Adventure Expedition 1, it's a great tool or book to have. So these are super nice here. icebreaker, basic boxer underwear. Of course, ladies, I don't know, you wear boxers or bikini briefs or whatever you do out there. Heavyweight long underwear. Unless it's uber cold, I do not wear long underwear under my pants because if I get too hot, it's miserable, and dealing with the pants taking off is really, really hard. So that is the thing there. And then spare pair of boxers because you never know what happens when you're eating crazy food, and a synthetic or wool sleeping shirt to complement what you're wearing. I usually don't take a change of clothes for a top, but I always take something to swap out. Toilet kit. If you don't bring toilet paper, hand sanitizer, and wet wipes that need to be thawed every morning, you're going to be suffering pretty mightily there, let me tell you. Some sort of cup or something to make your drinks in and eat your cereal. Multi-purpose, super nice. Be aware plastic does shatter at minus 40 degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. At least one set of liner gloves, definitely nice. But bring a set of liner gloves, super light, to sleep in. It'll make all the difference. Plus, dun 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 dun, you're going to need some sort of gloves in the day. Lots of options there. Check out my videos on that. What else do we have in this glorious backpack here? Ah, yes, water bottles. You want to make sure to have some sort of semi-waterproof bag like my Sea to Summit silicone nylon. What's in here? Pee bottle. Bring a pee bottle. Just trust me. Most people pee in the pee bottle and then they keep it warm at night. Ugh. Pee in the pee bottle, reach outside the tent, pour it in the same hole. Will make a huge difference in your backpacking experience. And then another water bottle. And then a sleeping water bottle, a half-liter bottle with a little insulated pouch. Love it. Yes, you got to have that because when you're parched out at night, you don't want to be handling a full-size Nalgene bottle because at night, if you do this and you pour a whole liter of water in your sleeping bag, oh, you're going to be suffering. Make sure you've got silicone nylon bags for that. Pee bottle, super critical there. Cannot emphasize that enough. And the air mat along with my foam pad, double combo, makes a huge difference in sleeping. Camping in the cold is super hard. Get good sleep. It is worth the wait. Trust me on that one. The next thing is my stove kit. I've got my 2-liter titanium pot. I've got my white gas MSR XGK stove in here. If it's lighter conditions, I'll go with my alcohol fuel stove, but when it hits minus 10 and below, the vapor pressure of the fuel of, what's that called, denatured alcohol, no good. You're either going to have to warm with the alcohol or it's not going to work. But make sure you bring a spare pump because if your pump breaks or you break the pump or whatever, and you're relying on this to make water, you're screwed. So lots of you're screws here, but be aware that you're going to want that. And what else do we have in here? Oh yeah, make sure to bring a spork or some such thing. Food. You gotta make sure to bring food. Otherwise, it's a very hungry activity. The higher calorie, the better. The more fat laden, the better. Unless you're at altitude and then fat is harder to digest because of the lower oxygen, then you gotta bring more carbs and some protein. It's just kind of the way it works. Next, do not forget your down booties. Put the down booties inside your sleeping bag. Makes all the difference in the world. These few ounces or a couple dozens of grams will keep your feet warm and help you go to sleep so your feet are not cold and you're not miserable every night. It is worth every gram there. And then, gotta unzip the bottom of my backpack. Some sort of cold camping sleeping bag, a 0-degree Western Mountaineering Antelope. That's my choice, and this is in a medium-sized Sea to Summit event bag. That works pretty well for that size. My tarp shelter, this is it. I literally just use this 5x8 sil nylon tarp for most of my camping. Makes a huge difference. I have used that tent when I went to Greenland. Tarp wasn't really an option. Plus, if the ground is frozen, you will not be able to get your stakes in the ground. So be prepared for that eventuality because it will happen. And then in the bottom of the backpack, my ground tarp, just basic plastic. Some people use Tyvek. Lots of options on the market for you. Plus, then my glorious backpack. There you go. That is my video on what to bring and what gear to bring for winter backpacking. My name is Aaron Linsdau. I'm a polar explorer and super excited professional adventurer. Please check out links below to my books, Antarctic Tears, Lost at Windy Corner, Adventure Expedition 1, How to Keep Your Feet Warm in the Cold, the Jackson Hole Hiking Guide, the Most Crucial Knots to Know, and the 2024 Total Eclipse Guides. And check out my shows and the links below in the description to World Beyond and Antarctic Tears. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your winter backpacking! Antarctic Tears. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy your ice running!